Hey guys, BoarControl back again with another deck guide here. Same theme as usual. Going to talk about the deck, talk about card replacements, and then we go into the Mulligan guide. So you can skip straight to that if you want now, or there's gameplay as well after the Mulligans, so you can skip to that too if you want. But for now, I'll talk about the deck and card replacements. So here we have Highlander Rogue. This is the list John Bray finished top 16 with to qualify for the Masters Tour. Apart from I've changed Leroy Jenkins for history buff. Leroy didn't perform very well in this deck. I'm just trying out cards. I'm just trying out the history buff, but there's other cards to play like SA7 Agent 2 and there's other stuff. But yeah, there's a very long list of these Highlander decks. But this pretty much is how it is. If you don't have certain cards, I can say replacement. So you don't need the legendaries. There's loads of cards you can play. You could play SA7 Agent, you could play Blink Fox, you can definitely play Leroy. Like, there's so many borderline cards you could fit into this deck if you want to. Since it's Highlander, it's only one card change, it doesn't make that big a difference. Although having said that, you definitely want Zephyrs and Dragon Queen, otherwise there's no point in playing Highlander. General gameplay on the deck is a bit different to normal Galakond Rogue. In normal Galakond Rogue, you want to invoke 4 times per Galakond, right? This deck actually only plays 3 invokes. So you're never going to want to fully invoke your Galakond. You just want to pressure your opponent, and you can often scam your wins. So you win with Edwin sometimes, win with Zephyrs that gets Edwin, or Zephyrs into some sort of scam like Sack Pact or something. You like huge tempo swings. Zephyr gets you a card from another class, and then you activate Vendetta, and you get huge tempo swings. Wondrous Wand is insane in this deck because of the power swings. And Dragon Queen is often just the main finisher as well. It's also a 1 in 7 chance for Draconic Lackey to give Dragon Queen, and you can hit Draconic Lackey off even Miscreant and stuff. So just a lot of scam potential as well. But yeah, that's the deck. We've probably done a bit more if we go to the Mulligan guide now. Okay, let's have a look at the matchups. Why should you play Galakond Highlander over regular Galakond? And if we have a look here, Quest Druid for regular Galakond, it's so much worse. I can even have a look at the Galakond Rogue matchups and compare them, right? So if you look at the regular Galakond Rogue, Legend of 5 win rates, you see against Quest Druid 39%, here 50%. You see against Dragon Hunter, pretty much the same. Against Highlander Mage, slightly better for the Highlander. The Make Powder matchup gets worse for you, but like other matchups are pretty similar. Basically, the matchups are pretty similar, or they're better for the Highlander Galakond Rogue. There's only a couple of matchups which are a bit worse, which makes the Highlander Galakond Rogue maybe even a slightly better deck than regular Galakond Rogue. They're pretty similar in power level. But yeah, if you want to bet against Druid, this is definitely the Rogue deck for you. Okay, so Mulligans. Common mistakes. What people are overkeeping, what people are underkeeping. Let's have a look. So we can have a look at the kept percentage and compare it to the Mulligan win rate. This is overall in every matchup. You can already see here, a common mistake I see in all the decks. If it's a cheap card that costs 1, people just keep it regardless if it's good or not. Dragon's Horde, one of the worst cards to keep, or at least middle of the pack to keep. Only good, in my opinion, in conjunction with the Fence or with the Vendetta. Kept 80% of the time. There's no way you have Fence in hand that often with the Dragon's Sword. So this is, yeah, massively overkept. Bad Luck Albatross, only good against the Highlander decks, which is like Mage and Highlander Rogue and Highlander Hunter. So I don't know why it's being kept so much. Doesn't make any sense to me. Should be being kept way less often than this. Other cards, we see, yeah, these make a lot of sense in terms of their high kept percentages. I agree with all of this. Edwin being kept on the coin makes sense. That's like half the time it's kept, right? Because you want to keep it on the coin. Togwaggle kept 40% of the time. Yet its win rate is one of the worst in the whole deck to keep. I fell victim to this, keeping Tog. I thought it would be good, but this deck's all about curving out in the early game. And you don't actually have that many lackeys. I've kept Tog before and not drawn a single lacquer in this deck, so it's definitely not a keep. Galakond, unlike the normal Galakond Rogue, it never gets fully invoked, so it's not actually that powerful. Not a keep as well. You want to draw into these cards later in the game, but first it's most important that you just curve out. So, yeah, makes a lot of sense to not be keeping these cards. Vendetta, high Mulligan win rate, but a very low kept percentage. Why is that? It's because Vendetta sucks to keep unless you have the way to proc Vendetta. How do you proc Vendetta? Dragon Sword and Zephyrs. So if you have those cards in hand, you could keep them as a combination to get the Vendetta active. The Vendetta is very powerful in the aggro matchups, like against Hunter. I wouldn't necessarily keep a reactive card like that against the slow deck like Mage, though. So that's another reason why I kept percentages low. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I can show you the overall Mulligan win rates here. Yeah, these are in general the cards you want to be keeping. Probably not Vendetta, unless you have the combo. But yeah, keep the 1-drops, keep the Zephyrs. Those are the cards you want. If you hit the 1-drops in the early game, you will draw into the late game and curve out so many late game cards. Now, let's have a look at the individual matchups, though. Versus Druid, normally Questor and Biggin. Usual stuff. In terms of what you should be keeping here. You can see here, yeah, again, that Dragon Sword massively overkept. Backstab, not good against Quest Druid at all. Don't know why it's being kept. Edwin is very good against Druid, but I imagine if we have a look at this on the coin, Edwin's suddenly powerful, going first. Edwin terrible, right? Kept 30% of the time going first when it's like the worst card to keep. Definitely see mistakes being made there already. Versus the more aggressive deck, Hunter. Let's have a look. So yeah, Miscreant, Ferocat, Zephyrs, Bloodsail, yeah, Vendetta, I imagine with the cards that it goes with. Backstab here, very good against Hunter. You need the backstab to shut down the early game, of course. Yep, usual stuff. Fire Balloon is a card I imagine on coin, it gets a lot worse, but going first, the Higher Balloon gets a lot better, right? So you can definitely mull this away going second, but going first, Fire Balloon on 1 is the best play in the deck. Yeah. That's pretty much, yeah. Praise Galakron to keep it with a 1-drop, probably. You can also keep it on its own and hope you draw into the 1, that's fine too. But maybe that's a bit too greedy. Versus Mage, let's have a look here. Yeah, I'd love to see the 100% kept rate here. On coin, Edwin very good going first. Edwin, just not enough data here, I guess. But yeah, I wouldn't keep Edwin going first with this deck. It's very hard to get its activation. Looks like there's not enough data here against Mage. Face Corruptor probably not keep either. Neither Shield. Just Mulligan for the early game. I'm not keeping Dragon Queen either, but Albatross makes a lot of sense because of the Highlander Mage. You shut down all the Highlander cards, right? Togwaggle here could be a keep on the coin, but going first, I still would probably avoid the Tog. It's just too slow. Then we have the Paladin matchup. Normally Mech Paladin. You just want early game here. Makes a lot of sense to have these cards. Probably wouldn't keep the Buddy myself. Versus Priest. Early game. Usual stuff. Here, if you already have like 1s and 1-drops, 2-drops, you could potentially keep a late game card because Priest isn't going to pressure you. So I might end down to maybe keep Galakon if you already have early game, but it's important to have the early game so that you pressure your opponent. We can see here some overkept cards. Yeah. Usual stuff versus Rogue. Yep, Ferocat. Mana Sibber gets better because Rogue likes to target your minions and this has stealth, so it's pretty annoying for Rogue. If their hand's all reactive, like Seal Fate and stuff, they can't do anything. Zephyrs as usual. I like Albatross high win rate, probably because there's Highlander Rogue mirrors, right? And you shut down the Highlander cards. But yeah, usual stuff going on. Then Dragon Sword massively overkept. Miscreant, I imagine, same stuff. On the coin, the Miscreant gets better. Going first, the Miscreant gets worse, right? You might say, but Boar, it was green going first, and on the coin, it's it's orange. But look, compared to the rest of the cards in the deck, it's much higher on the coin, right? Shaman, not a class. Versus Warlock. Not much data here at all. But I would imagine you just stick to the regular gameplay against Warlock for keeping these good cards. Warrior, normally Galakon Warrior. Underbelly Fence, very strong in this matchup because they play a lot of 1/3s and a 3/4 rush destroys 1/3s. So I can definitely see why this is kept so much. But yeah, usual stuff. Let's see what's overkept. Bad Luck Albatross, useless. Bloodsail Firebrewer, you don't want a 1/1 against all the 1/3s. So yeah, you can definitely see in this case this card not being good and shouldn't be kept at all. Again, Tog overkept. Seal Fate seems to be massively overkept against Warrior. Interesting, that one to me. I imagine it's different going first non-coin. We look for Seal Fate. Yeah. Because if you're going first, that means the opponent's on coin. They coin a 3 and then you Seal Fate it. If you're on coin, It's not quite the same with the coin 3. Also, they'll always interage their 3-shot to play around the Seal Fate. But I definitely wouldn't mind keeping Seal Fate against Warrior. I don't think it's particularly terrible. Bone Wraith is a good card against Warrior for sure. Very annoying for them to deal with. It also acts as an entire Scion of Ruin. Has to trade into this. But yeah, that's pretty much all it is for the Mulligans. Now I can play some games. So against Druid, I mean going first. Obviously none of these are keeps. Yeah, this hand, meh. Not the greatest hand for sure. This is one of the matchups where Galacon Rogue has a much better time compared to other Highlander Galacon Rogue has a much better time compared to the regular Galacon Rogue. If you're wondering why to play this one over the regular Galacon. Okay. Could Seal Fate him in the face, but probably better to play the Albatross. Unfortunately, he has the Wrath. Boombuster Bully doesn't do much in this matchup. Dragon Knight Strata, however, does do a lot. This only stops the Ysera, really. There isn't much card draw in the deck, so Shadow of Death not great. Not really any pirates. Storm of Steel is also kind of useless. Shadow of Death might just be the best option. I mean, I'm not going to play any of these cards. Oh, there's an Albatross. Already making my opponent's draws worse. The next turn, he plays 5/5s. So I kind of want to play Bully. Because Bully better contest the 5/5s. I imagine Oasis Surger comes down, right? Could have gone for backstab on Crystal Merchant, but it just isn't very good. I'd rather backstab a 3-2 every time. You always want to backstab the 3-2 against Quest Druid. Yeah, let's backstab that. I'm just going to praise Galacon this minion. So that if there is a Oasis Surger, it just trades better. I need to have a Lackey in hand for Tog next turn. So this is why this is why I'm going like this. This matchup can go very long. The Druid tries to win with the Ysera, right? Tough to avoid. Tough to avoid the Ysera. You can clear up a lot of the board if you can get Kronks. Definitely a good strategy is to go for the clear up plan, but I don't know. The main strategy is basically just pressure them down and kill them. And scam with Wondrous Wand. You can make a huge Edwin to win. Scam with Dragon Queen. Oof. Flicking Oasis Surger is normally a good way to win as well. That does require you to draw Oasis Surger though. Okay. Maybe a Kobold Lackey. Okay, that can kill that. Definitely want that to die so he stops drawing cards. Okay, next turn Dragon Queen comes down. Dragon Queen also activates Vendetta all the time. Double swipe down. You can step Dragon Queen Extraza. Does seem awfully slow though to do that here. If you think you're massively overcommitted on the board against like a Reno Mage or something, you could definitely step the Dragon Queen. I could potentially step the Ysera this game too. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I kind of look at stepping this. I have so many Dream Portals in my deck now. The dragons have to be too much for him. He's used 2 swipes, so he doesn't have much reach. But yeah, I have so many good draws. If I need heal, I can look for Crystal Smith Kangor off Dragon's Horde. Damn, this is a good turn for him. $14 portals in my deck. Quest Druid really relies on sticking a board, then removing whatever you play. Okay. I have so many minions in play these turns. Damn, that sucked. I don't know.
Sleep now.
And this makes my next turn so much better. Feels like a really bad sap, but if I don't sap, I'm kind of dead. So I think I have to sap. Could still be dead this turn, but next turn I have a much higher chance of living. The longer this game goes on for, the better it is for me. Because I have all these Dragon Balls, I just need to draw them. Okay, let's see what he does. Hello, Mr. Quest Druid. What will you do? This trade looks rather tempting. Put me to 1 is probably the best play, or not attacking at all, and so we... okay. That trade definitely makes sense on the face of Zaki. We wanted to trade it into a 5-1. But playing Galacon makes a lot of sense. I want to draw these Dream Portals.
Awaken my children.
We are friends now. Hello, friend.
This timeline amuses me.
Okay. I'm gonna play the mech so we can magnetize Zodiacs potentially. This is a lot of dragons on board that he's gonna have to deal with. Still have 9 Dream Portals in my deck as well. 5-4 Zodiacs, 4-7 Bone Wraith. Looking pretty strong next turn. He's digging for his Ysera, it looks like. You also have Zephyrs. I'm on 13, so Zeph kills me. Okay, I don't have a dragon in hand, but he doesn't know that. And you must have Defender, okay. No dragon picked up. Kinda sucks. Oh, he just leaves? Wow. Nuts. You see there, you just scam with, I scammed with the Dragon Queen that game. He just can't get back on board is what he said, I guess. But yeah, just scam with something. That's the general game plan. Scam with something. It is a mage. Okay, mage. Normally, Reno mage. Pretty easy mulligan phase here. Just want to keep hold of the cat. Yep, if you are interested in seeing more matchups, I will be streaming this deck on my Twitch channel, so you can check it out there. Ask me any questions you like. Okay, fur cat comes down. Ba-boom. Restless Mummy. Okay. Could step this fur cat next turn and look for a 2-drop. But I could also step with the history buff to get more buffs. I think I just chill with the dagger. Next turn comes down the buff. You didn't. This card could be Leroy in my hand right now. Other people do play the Leroy. I like the history buff though. Let me tell you a story. Okay. I don't know. I can look for a better play here. Also buff my Restless Mummy, right? Okay, I guess it's a Restless Mummy. Oh. Look at this history buff go! Are you even literate? Oh, another buff. I have too much health on board for his Reno. Damn, what is this? What is going on here? I mean, Mage doesn't have great early game. This is the plan, just pressure them down. Okay. Just gonna continue playing around cards like Reno. It's what we expect to have. I have a 5/4 rush Restless Mummy. Nuts. Yep. This is why I played the Death Rattles last turn. Okay. Seal Fate activates the last part of this. Yeah, I can go Seal Fate, Vendetta, and then play the 5/4. Just gonna swing the dagger because I might have lethal next turn. And then I can play the Galacond next turn because the second invoke, right? Yeah, the Galacond never getting fully invoked. You just pressure them, and then you just kill them with one of the random finishes, like Dragon Queen, Kronks, Togwaggle, Tiamat, Galacond. Something normally just gets there. You just play cards on curve and pressure. Zephyrs as well. Like this board with Zephyrs, Savage Roar would be lethal. There's no like exact this card is the finisher. Any cards can finish the game. Seen the Blizzard, seen the Frost Nova. Okay, Zeph. Definitely don't want to flick Zephyrs. Oof, that's a powerful swipe. I have 4 power right now. Oh, that's lethal. Boom. Simple pressure plan here. Beats up the Mage. Nice. So that pretty much wraps up this Highlander Rogue guide. If you want to see more matchups, check out the Twitch channel. twitch.tv/BoarControl HS. I'll be playing this deck on stream, so that means you can see the other matchups there. Ask me any questions you have. But yeah, you can see from just the Mulligan guide, general things that you should be keeping, not keeping. Zephyrs, often not Wild Growth, go for Animal Companion instead. But yeah, pressure your opponent down and then use any of the finishers to win the games. Yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoy the deck guides, make sure to subscribe to get more of them. And I will see you in the next video.